Are you making?
Oh, yeah.
Are you making a speech?
No, I would be. He's
Okay.
being rude to me, Michael.
Oh, well. Way to go, Mike.
Yeah.
Come on your side.
I suppose you're gonna. What time is that Seattle, San Francisco? game? So it's in the early game? Or
Yeah, it's
the-
an afternoon.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Well, 1:30, I guess is when it
Yeah,
starts.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah. I was gonna set up the record, because I didn't know if I was gonna go do some photography.
Hi.
But I had seen the moment and left all my photo gear at home. Some photographer, eh?
You can do virtual ones with your point your finger. All right. Okay, no, we're just talking about
Yeah, John,
the bells.
sorry, David, tell me first about,
I'm gonna leave you.
Okay, see you then. Yeah.
Yeah.
tell me first about this.
Yes.
Because I'm on a close-up of that.
Okay.
So tell me about that.
Part of the vivid memories I had of the bells was to activate the clock bells. They would spark along here. So it was the octave, and if you knew the quarter, the half hour, the 3/4, and then the hour bells, absolutely as a kid when I was 5 or 6, they would spark, then spark right here along the old Deacon direct currency, and I would wait 15 minutes for the next strikers to go, with the most patient 5-year-old. That was one of the glories of the old chimes and bell tower, and a fascination for a young kid.
I brought the mics up off the pulpit, Mike, they're just sitting here, but.
Thank you, John. Thanks.
Now, is that one more?
That's great. I'm just gonna move back because I can't get much in.
Well, and the other one too, Mike, what was interesting about this was the old electrical system was direct current. And when the systems and expertise changed to AC power, that was always an issue in terms of the activation of the chimes in the tower. And that was always a concern if the wrong electrician showed up to deal with it when it was DC rather than AC electricity. And the other marvelous story that Mother used to mumble about great was when the bells got stuck and they would constantly chime, the folks across at the Strathcona Hotel would phone home. And Father would summon Mother to come down here and turn off the electrical powers for the bells, because our neighbors in the hotel were being rung awake all night long. And finally, it got to the point where it was so unreliable that the clock was detached from the bells, but the console still at the organ could be activated by the organist, and there was a little solid console that the organist could play. So the bells then survived in situ still, but they had a life of about 8 or 9 years just being played by the organist and not activated by the clock. Great rich sound, marvelous. I can still remember it as a kid, and knew it was the St. Andrew's bells that were going. And they're really not, they're a clapper one, as you know.
Tell me about any times you went up the belfry as a child.
When I was younger, I didn't mind heights, so we would go up there, mainly avoiding Sunday school, and there was a host of pigeons. Seagulls were not in vogue then. The pigeons really ruled the roost up there. One occasion, there was 3 of us up, I think it was a grade 4 or 5 Sunday school class, and the bells, the organist was playing accompaniment with that, and just quite frankly scared us right out of there. And that was the last time we went up into the bell tower belfry. We had to find the key to get through the trap door on that level, We knew, or I knew where the key was because the janitor of the day, I had followed him around a number of times. But that was my last time up in the tower. Now I won't go because I don't like heights.
That's great, thanks. Okay, yep, that's, okay, right there,
Yeah,
that's good,
yeah.
that's a good spot. Okay, let's see, so what were your earliest memories of the bells?
Yeah, really, Mike, it was, I guess it would be, I was about 4, so it would be 1949, end of the war, that they were used in celebrations, for civic celebrations as well. I certainly remember they were used, and I believe it was the Korean War when that was done. I was not really aware of what was going on in 1945, just being born then. So there was, but it was part of the downtown churches group, and they would play them, and they would also play our Christmas carols on them. It has a limited, I think, to 2 octaves, I believe, and there was some of that, and it was around Christmas season they were played in and around. So that's the early memories in the late 40s, early 50s.
And people talk about what bells are associated with, and that the peace and freedom is one of the things bells are associated with, and that it has certain effects on people. What can you say about that?
All I remember is that it certainly identified the church as being right here in this prominent position in downtown Victoria. The bells were clearly heard multi-blocks from this site. So it would be both calling people to worship and to respect the fact that there was something other than what we were doing in town. But it was also used then as community celebrations and getting people aware of other issues that were usually around armistice or peaceful endings to conflicts. And that was the other side of a bell that would be used in community celebration time. And also it would be every now and then on the Victoria Day parades, they would ring out. We'd have them between or the start of a parade or at the end, and we would play as well.
I didn't know that. And okay, how would the restoration of the chimes, or tell me your feelings about the restoration and whether it would contribute to community life or church life?
Well, my wish is to have the chimes restored. We've had some preliminary discussions with the successor company to the Deegan out of the States. They're close in situ. They can be restored to that old sound again. It's down our list because we've got to maintain the fabric of the old church in terms of roof and our brick structure. But the chimes as a space would be absolutely outstanding to situate it. So it's there. We will do it. We will not sell the things for the bronze or the brass that's up there. So let's do it in time. Come on through. Here, this. Oh yeah, here. I'll open this door for you. Yep. Come on,
brother.
Yeah. How are you doing? You got enough? You got your Saskatchewan hat on. You should be used to this.
This is the third proof of the existence of God.
I don't want. Okay.
Say
Cheers.
hi to Walter.
Yeah, I will. And I talked to him last night. I'm gonna call him again. And your name again? Sorry.
Wally Ellis.
Wally House. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see you. You're here next Sunday. You around?
I don't know if I'm well enough. I should be doing my own, but I've taken the drugs, so that's why I've been sleeping here.
Okay. Well, if you're
Saanich picked the price.
Peninsula. Yeah. Okay. Good. Cheers.
Okay, two more little things. Yep, that's good. That's good. other churches in the neighborhood have bells. Was there ever anything like competition for airspace or collaborations?
See, Christchurch is traditionally more bell ringers, and they have a lot of our folks used to go up to the bell ringing gallery at Christchurch. It was a training one, but ours was only really activated by our professional organist. It was part of integrated with the organ. So it was a different kind of kettle of fish. There was bell ringers at St. Andrew's Cathedral, the Roman Catholic one, Christchurch. There's a single bell ringing down in Church of Our Lord, which is a great sound, but it's just a one pull bell. The one that's closest, which we can hear sometimes, is Christchurch when they're ringing. It was different because some of our folks participated in theirs, but it was just a different type of learning and a different type of sound as well. Now the one that has come of late is similar to the East Carolyn chimes. Really, they are chimes, not bells. Is the one by the museum that the Dutch community had dedicated in terms of recognition of Canada's liberating the lowlands and Holland, and they're similar and a similar sound to the bells here in St. Andrews.
Yes. Okay, last thing. The bells were donated by Leah Rogers anonymously, but it seems like they were an open secret to the congregation.
Yes.
Do you know anything about?
Well, I know the family, and if you're in and around Victoria, part of the glory of Victoria is Rogers Chocolates, and Rogers Chocolates, the family were friends and parishioners here, but friends of Dr. Clay. And when Dr. Clay was elected moderator of the General Assembly of the Presbyterian Church in Canada, the Rogers family were the major donors for this deacon and the chimes. So it was definitely an open secret. It's in our book, The Church That Faith Made. And remember, when you buy a Rogers chocolate, it's part of the chimes in St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church, and their family were very big benefactors towards this great chimes and clock. Yeah, go on through, Don. Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that all right,
Very much.
Mike? Yeah, no,
Fantastic.
is that
Thank you very much.
is that enough? I could add more to it, but no, I don't.
Is there more you'd like to say?
No, that's what I'll.
Is there anything else?
You're testing my memory now.
I have a standing order whenever I'm going east to take Rogers chocolates with me.
Yeah, good man. Yeah, no. Well, and this is the deacon, and the Rogers family did this up in the tower and this whole clock system.
Oh.
So yeah, but there's that in that chapter in the book. You know
Yes.
it
says he was a friend to the family, but in the minutes it says there's an anonymous, or in the
in the session minute, was it?
in the session minute, it said an anonymous or a member would like to make an anonymous donation.
Yeah, but they were good buds. They lived next to where the Clays lived on Linden Avenue, and they were within a half block of each other, and they were good buds. But they also attended here as well, the Rogers family. Yes.
I guess you wouldn't know what his favorite hymn was, would you? Charles?
I wouldn't have it.
We can make it up, and I think nobody can.
No, we can say
probably
no, I have
say-
no idea.
Say anything about
Rock
it.
of Ages. No.